Good
Woo!
morning, everybody.
Yes. Hi, everybody. We're in a high vibe this morning, tapping into the inner child. Oh my goodness, we had a deep reflection after our chat yesterday, didn't we, Flame? We're like, this conversation right now is the conversation that should have been happening live. And we're like, how do we bring more of this? What do we want more of? And it's this fun that we have just naturally. We can be really deep and serious and profound, but let's bring some of the joy. And what are you excited about today, Flea?
Oh, well, first up, we get to create some art today, so I'm excited about that. So there are some people that actually want to come and learn a new style of painting or even just try painting for the first time. So that's really cool to actually have that underway and off and running. So I'm excited about that because that's my inner child joy, is when I just get to sit down and just create something. Even if it doesn't work, I just like to just be in that moment and just like, well, how can I make it work? And that process is something I just absolutely love. But we were talking about the inner child, and the reflection in particular that we had yesterday is when we got off, it's like, oh, I'm so sick of this selling. It's like, it just feels irky. And I know that so many people just get put off by it and say, oh, I don't want to listen. They're just selling a program, or they're just doing this and it's not really real. It's all marketing. And that's not what we do. Like, a lot of what we do is just this back and forth interaction of like, this is actually what's alive for me. And because we mentioned that yesterday, I've got beautiful books and everything around, and I was sort of sitting there and I was looking at it and it's like, oh, it's popping out to me again. So there must be something in it. So this is the book. It's the Awæcnian Daily Guide to Conscious Living. And pretty much every date in there has a little reflection. And I noticed a couple of years ago, I opened this up when I was about to go to Bali, and it was like, oh, you're going on this travel trip and all of this. And there was a whole lot around letting go of expectations. And for those that don't know, I actually didn't make it to Bali. I got to the airport and it was cancelled because my passport ran out 3 days before their 6 month limit. So even though it was still valid and it was still okay for the time that I was going, because I didn't have those extra couple of days and I couldn't get a new one done until it's expired, I was like, oh, so what do I do now? And I just had to go home, and it was like, I guess I wasn't meant to go. But the yesterday's one was about money not being security, and that was actually the topic that we were talking about. Was, like, oh, well, if nobody's engaging and nobody wants it, is it actually really valid or valuable? And the saying in here, I'll just read it. So many people have gotten safety and security mixed up with money. Most of us, to some degree, are motivated by fear when it comes to money. We feel that somehow money can give us security, whether we have a little or a lot of money, it doesn't really matter. We feel that if we could only have more, we would feel safe and secure. But underneath, we are basically trying to take care of our inner child. Money is a way of trying to make the child feel safe.
Yeah.
And when we're not in touch with the child's real needs, child feels safe when we are not in touch with the child's real needs. But money is not necessarily what the child wants. And it's time that we communicate with our inner child to actually
Mm,
determine what it, she, me, you, all of us, what we're actually seeking when we're in this striving for money.
yeah.
And it's
After listening to that share, I was like literally thinking about like my own parents, and like we were talking about intergenerational trauma, right? So that scarcity mindset, that scarcity, those belief systems that are ingrained. It's so powerful to share that piece. And as you were reading it through, I was thinking about all the things my mum did, coming from poverty, coming from working hard, having to provide for my brother and I for education, to go to university, to have all the nice things. And she still provides for us, when we're stuck and in trouble. And there are times where she's like, no, I actually can't help you. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. And it's kind of cool to know that even though our parents are there, that it feels like almost like an evolution of her own boundaries as well. And it's this dance between asking for help when you need it and then also trusting like that deeper piece that I always come back to the universe will give you everything you need when you need it. Even when I'm like down on my knees praying and I'm like, I have no freaking idea how I'm going to pay the mortgage this month or do this, even though there's lots of opportunities, there are still those threads that weave through me. I know Flick talk about these scarcity pieces that this piece brings up, a lot because it's a big lesson to shift through.
Mm. I don't know if it's so much a lesson, but it's more of a recognizing.
Mm,
It's learning to, I guess, see clear in most of this journey, like in leaving our jobs and creating a business and all of that. What I noticed was that I had to let go of a lot of things, and it was like I'm very much the woman. I like to get my nails done, and I like to buy clothing, and I had so much excess that things were going like they were literally getting chucked out because expiry dates and things like that. So all of the makeup that I had that I was like, oh, I just want to try this product. I want to do that. Oh, I don't really love it. It just ended up in the bin. And like when I think of that, it's like I really was just wasting my resources. So I had the income and I was just dwindling it away. It was just something that I really didn't care about. It's like, yes, I finally got money. I finally rose above my status and the lack mentality that I had from my parents and from their parents, really. Like it was passed on because we were always lower class citizens in the eyes of economics. And it was like, okay, well, where am I giving it away where I could be honing it in? And I literally can work one day a fortnight now and know that my bills are covered because I've dropped so much. And in that, there is a freedom because that's allowed me to kind of pull back and go, yes, I can't do the things that I was doing before, but it's allowed me to really dive deeper into what I want more of. Confirmation right there.
me.
And yeah, so that idea that, I actually really had to let go of, um, the desperate need for the material things. And when, like, we work out, I was paying for every single streaming service, like every single one of them. And when you look at like Netflix starting at $27 down to your cheapest one, which I think was like $7, Spotify was in there, Canva was in there, YouTube's in there, like you name it, I was paying for some type of subscription. Now, every single one of these does not actually give me anything material. It's all online, it all gets lost if your computer dies. And like back in the day, we used to go buy a CD. That CD belonged to you. That was yours. You actually had a physical thing that was
I
yours.
still
And
have
now it's like
some.
I actually I don't own anything now though, which is the sucky thing. It's like everything is on a subscription, and that's what started this yesterday. It was like I keep looking up here, going, "Heads up, your Vimeo Premium membership is about to expire in 3 days." And with that expiry, all of the work, all of the videos, everything that's in there disappears. And it's a process to download everything onto your computer to have the space to actually put it onto a hard drive. And I'm like, that's really disappointing that over the last couple of years, we've paid thousands of dollars for this, and we don't even get to keep in an easy manner the services that we've created. Like, how wrong is society becoming when everything is just handing money over and you're not actually receiving any physical goods?
Mm, yeah, it's disposable. This disposable income, disposable lifestyle, the wastefulness. I feel, yeah, thinking back even to those memories that you shared of being a child and having these physical things that you would save up for. And I know we went through a similar process of culling back. It's like, where is our money being, where is it bleeding out of? Where can we cut back? And I know Sean is very good at looking at those things. But it was interesting as well, like myself coming from working up the ladder to be like a middle leader and have this type of pay coming through consistently. And in choosing to leave that industry because there was a bigger calling was really hard. And everything we had saved started dwindling down in this process of transformation, healing, going within. So much so that we had to experience what it was like to have nothing, no thing, so that those ideas, the big things, the risk taking things could have space to be like you're all in or nothing. And I feel like we've for Sean and I, we've had to go through this process in order to take those leaps of faith for the businesses to now to start and to build that
Mm.
resilience in the soul to go, you know what, you're still alive, you're still breathing, still a roof over your head, luckily, even though that was a whole process in itself of understanding of, well, how do you go through hardship? How do you apply for this? How do you work the system in a way that supports you so that you have space to then do, like, it was for me, that was a big process to understand. And the reward, I think, from doing that over, probably a 6 to 10 month period of, going through, well, what does hardship look like? Going through, like, not using, but using the framework of, well, the mental health, the health pieces, those surgery, there's all these ripple effects to justify in the system why these things were happening to support us. So it was like leveraging the story, being truthful and transparent. And a lot of it, I think that transparency and communication, particularly in relationship and with these systems that hold our money, was a big lesson for me. And in the end, at the start of this year, all of that debt that was against the home, because I went through and followed the rules and the processes, because I had to learn it for a reason, that all got consolidated, put on the end. I did have to prove that we were doing this and doing this and doing this. And now that's cleared. And I'm actually in advance payment, which is nice.
I know
But
that there was a bit more of an issue, like with the, like, even the conversation around, well, what is it like to lose your house? Because we're, like, talking about poverty, like, I know what it's like to
mm,
not even have a home. Like, we've been on the streets, we've lived with other people, and I think that taught me a lot as a person about, like, releasing um, your attachment to things. And, like, I see it now in conversations like here. It's like, well, what happens if we do have to let go? Like, it's actually going to be better off because, like, for me, I know that this house is worth a lot more now to sell, and the potential opportunities that could come from that amount of money is far greater than keeping the thing. And, like, you guys had the
yeah,
same, like, conversations there. It's like, maybe this house, we get so attached to the home and so attached to the things, but really the home is the people you're with, and that grows and expands with you when you
yes,
up and shift and move, and the potential possibilities that come with that.
yeah,
Like those conversations you guys had, and, like, what was the thought processes there?
yeah. It was interesting because, with all the inner work that I had done, I was like, well, what if we did let that go? We would still have each other. Is that enough? And that does put a big strain on the um, the intimate relationship as well, when someone else is holding on to the safety mechanisms that we were talking about, the inner child having those safety mechanisms. And also, I think the masculine framework of providing safety, being the provider, was a big piece where it's like, well, all the worst case scenarios came up. I'm like, well, it hasn't happened yet. Not that it has to, it hasn't.
Mhm.
But I think we were talking about fears the other day, allowing those fears to be heard in whatever way it came up was very intense conversations and stress points. And they weren't fun conversations to have.
Mhm.
And yet we're still okay. We're doing good. We're things are thriving now. But to be in that, and it made me think about the mud, being stuck in the mud. That was an icky, muddy moment to shift through and navigate and talk about, because it wasn't being talked about.
Mm.
until it was, in whatever way it came up, in the intense moments and conversations and heightened emotions. It was stressful for both of us. Um, so yeah, it was interesting, and yet there was still this level of faith that we just take each day, each moment. We're still here together. We're still doing it side by side, and I think that's why we've been together for so long. Even like we have like really intense moments, but part of me deep down is like, it's all okay. You doesn't, when you think about relationships, when you create foundations and you create a home and you create your lifestyle, noticing the other people around you, whether it's a partner or your children, their emotional state, learning to listen to them in those moments, as well as honoring your boundaries. There's some deep, deep self compassion and compassion for others that you learn to cultivate. And I feel like it's only been through the work that I've done on myself, through mentors, through the courses that we've done, through the summits, through the people we've connected with, the insights that have just dropped into my body, where it's been like, I can handle this in the moment and I can breathe through this and allow it to be what it is. And then we can come back to it later, or just let it be and just see what the
Yeah.
next unfolds. Sometimes you don't have to always talk about it and fix it. Sometimes it just needs to be bleh. Just
Yeah,
notice.
let it out.
Yeah.
Which is very, very much a feminine energy, isn't it? It's like when we just go, I'm just feeling this, blah. Like there doesn't need to be a resolution. And I feel like you brought up a few really good things. The other book that was sitting here that opened up was talking about visualization, and one of the cards is believe in possibility. And this is something that I guess women always know, because we've always kind of been conditioned to believe that the provider is actually the masculine. And that's a lot of it's a lot of responsibility to place on someone. And the fact that the foundation card is out again, so every day this in this 10 days the foundation card has been there. And like I was thinking to like those things, it's like, well, looking back to what the inner child really wants, which is the first book. It's like, what does the inner child really want, that this money is being dwindled away, or, that is the safety. And I mentioned to you, I just want to be secure and safe. I want to feel safe in my body, to know that I can do the things I want to do and not have to worry about where it's coming from, like not have to stress over whether or not I get to be part of the things that life really does provide us. And like I said, I love the nails. I'm hanging out to be able to get my nails done again. And it's not out of a shallow place. It's something that has really made me feel connected to me. It's my inner child. It's like when I've got the pretty long nails and, the nice clothes, and I do my hair and my makeup, that is my inner child. Like that's what I loved to do when I was younger. It was the dress up and play. I used to take old lace curtains and make costumes and things out of them, and like just try to dress up like the characters in movies and books and stuff like that, because it was like aesthetically pleasing. Like when we dress up, when we feel our best, that radiates through us. And a lot of the time, like when I look at my nails, they're a lot nicer than they used to be. But I'm like, I really did like that, because it just made me feel complete. It made me feel like I was all put together, and I was that young child again. It's like the pretty colors. It's like that little expression of, it's not a lot and it's not overbearing. It's not ridiculous. It's just this little, there's my fanciness. So even if I have to wear a uniform, or I have to put on the drab colors that I don't particularly like, that was my little pop. And it was also a conversation starter for a lot of the interactions I had with kids. So it's like, well, they'd talk about my jewelry and my bracelets, and a lot of people like the smell and how do you do your makeup. Like they're conversation starters, they're connections. So what really makes me feel secure and safe in my body is the ability to be able to connect with people. And sometimes it's from the simplest thing, oh, I love your nails, I love your dress. And then you can be like, oh yeah, I got it from this really cool place. And it goes from being you know, a walk by into I just met and spoke to a really lovely lady that does something else, or, they open up your mind, and that possibility in that is so much greater than the tiny expense of getting my nails done. Like,
Mm.
do I need them? No, I don't. Would my inner child like them? Yes, and I actually learnt very early on that I can do them myself. It takes a fair amount of effort, and it's a bit hard to do your left hand, but I can. But there's something nice about going into the salon, surrounded by other women,
Mm.
getting pampered, feeling the princessy energy for just a small moment, and go, I actually feel good, because that carry on effect I get to take home, and I get to share that with my partner, and I get to share that with my family, because I feel good. Whereas what I've noticed is not doing that stuff, it's like I've been stuck in a slump, and
Mm.
I don't feel complete, and I kind of just feel like I'm not myself anymore.
Mm.
And these are those little things that, when you strip away the what does society want me to have, well, yes, that could be deemed as fake. That could be deemed as, oh, you're being shallow or something like that. But when you look at it from a true, authentic place of, like, actually, what is that providing me? Why was
Yeah.
it that I was getting it done to begin
You
with?
deserve
It's
it.
far greater.
Deserve it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing
So
as going to get a
what's one thing that
massage.
your inner child really wants that you've probably had to give up on?
I think it's the touch, and you made when you talk about the nails. I'm like, I really want a massage, and I keep putting it off.
Mm,
And then being pregnant, I was like, oh, you can't get a massage. And then I'm like, my body aches now. I definitely need one. But yeah, it's that touch and that nurturing and the nourishment. And like my parents weren't really much huggers when I was little, besides when I was little, and then it stopped. But that sense of touch, I think, is really important. When we talk about these moments of feeling pampered, that enoughness.
why he's getting cut off because my
Oh,
internet is so bad here. That's another thing that I spend a lot of money on, is the internet. I'm shocked that you got cut off, because it's normally
no,
my
I think
internet that gets cut.
I was still going. Anyway, we'll see you on the replay. But
Not
um,
on not on the screen.
internet, we are enough. We are enough. We're
Yeah.
actually that piece around um, big energy and feeling good. And I think for women and men, like everyone, we deserve it. We deserve to feel good. And going from understanding our backgrounds, right, and the scarcity pieces that we've shifted through, and also knowing that we know we're worthy and we feel it, and you feel that radiance when you meet people that are just glowing. The amount of people, there are times where I don't feel like I'm glowing because I'm doing stuff where I feel tired, but there's something that emanates, and people are like, "Oh, Marie, you're glowing. I feel it." Even, I'm like, well, there must be something there. And so this piece around the visualization, we're talking about bringing it to the now, bringing it to the present. When you feel that version of yourself that is like pampered, lush, you feel good, you feel like you're in the colors that you're in. When you feel like your nails are done and your body is relaxed, that you've got things going, yes, this is where ease comes in. And when you visualize that version of yourself now, even when you're feeling in the slump and you're feeling tired, take the compliments that are coming to you. Take those moments of deep gratitude and go, oh, thank you. How do I bring that more into my heart, into my body, and to bring more of that online? Like on your body online, we're doing it online now, but like, how do we do more of that? And that's, I suppose, some of the foundations that we do in the awareness course. So there's a beautiful invitation to go deeper into yourself with the people that have gone through it and have the strategies to support you, I think is really important. And one of my mentors and friends was like, literally yesterday, she's like, how much are you calling in this week in this container that we're in? I said earlier, the universe gives you what you need when you need it. But if you don't ask for it and be specific and visualize what that happens, it might take a little bit longer than it possibly could. So I was like, right, 10K this week. It's Tuesday now. There's time. There's time to make 10K. Um,
Yeah.
part of me wanted to say more. And
Okay,
then
so
there was
let's visualize it together. let's actually create the narrative that's going to bring in the 10K, because
Right.
this confidence book my daughter got me a couple of years ago, and I lovingly make everything mine, and I write on everything, and I draw in it, and there's all different little notes and everything. So one of the ones I haven't got to was today's one that it opened up, which was use your superpowers. Scientists working with athletes have discovered that visualization fires electrical impulses, producing muscle patterns that are basically the same as those in actual performance. So if you picture yourself skiing a black run beforehand, or running a marathon, or bringing in $10,000 for the week, you actually have to go through the process of what would I actually be doing to bring that in. So it's easy to go, oh yeah, I want 10,000. And then you sit there in your mind and you go, how am I going to
Yeah.
do this? Oh, maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. And it's like, well, no, let's pick a way. Let's pick one method that is going to bring that in, because what actually happens is the visualization promotes the triggered response within the brain to actually go, yes, that's what you're doing. So if you're visualizing running a marathon and you're pushing around certain curves and certain bends, and you're following that track. I know I used to do this a lot with sewing. I'd be like, I'd create the pattern and then I'd be stitching it together and go, oh no, there's a problem there. And it drove me nuts because I didn't sleep. I'd be going through this process at night going, I'm not even making it right now. Like, why am I doing this in my brain? Why am I causing this frustration? But what I found is that going through that process, I would work out the issues before I actually started. So that meant that I could alter it before even beginning and reduce like fabric loss, reduce like the time and the effort that it would have taken to be in that process and doing it. So the visualization actually helped me to refine my skills so that everything worked out a lot easier.
Mm.
So what is it like? How do we bring
Oh,
in
you know,
10,000?
well, another great question was like, well, who has that money? Who has the money? So I broke down a few things. All of you beautiful people out there, if you're listening in, my goodness, there is somebody out there. So there's an opportunity to come into that invitation. So we've got our beautiful $300 course for 3 months. You break that down, that's $100 a month, my goodness. Other people that have
And
my
it's longer than
money.
3 months.
Oh, yeah, totally. And you get
It's
us.
a lifetime
Too.
membership. You
That's
get to
right.
connect with us. That's
Of
it.
course, we're worth more than gold. Come on, but we've got 2 more days of lives, right? Let's see what's possible in 2 days, Flea. And you know what? We yesterday, literally, we didn't have anyone doing this art course, and even though it's just 4 people, it's myself, another amazing artist, and 2 amazing kids. That is more than what we had yesterday. So if every dollar is equal to $1 million, that abundance and that gratitude of receiving, like it came through, like I think in the evening at 5. I'm like, oh, okay, last minute coming through. Like sponsors, there are people, there are other artists, there are other producers or companies that are like, these girls are on fire. I want them to come and do a show. So if you're listening out there and you're like, Marine Flea, my gosh, they've got something amazing, come and chat with us. What else?
Mhm.
How else? Who else has our money, Flea? She's a little
I always
thing.
feel like it comes into the connection. It's like just meeting the right person that just feels in alignment. Like it's just like there's
Mm,
something in me. And we've met lots of people like that. So a lot of our summits and everything was just people that's like, I just felt your energy and I just knew I needed to be a part of it. I didn't know what we were doing or where we were going with it. It was just like, I know I need to work with you because it's going to amplify my business, or it's
yes.
going to put me into a position where, you know, maybe I really feel like it's somebody that just needs an extra 2 people in their business that's just like, I know I have a position for you girls, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
and that's all it is a lot of the time. It's like, okay, I just need somebody else and I don't know who to trust, and these two feel like they're trustworthy, and we are.
Yeah.
Not
That's
here to
one of
rip
our
anyone off.
superpowers. Creating
Yeah.
spaces of trust and connection. I know that's a superpower of mine. It's interesting. I plant seeds and then things like come from those seeds. But I don't know if John and Judy will be listening into this, but Judy made a comment on the art gallery. I'm like, oh, one day when you come to Australia, maybe we can have you on the feature wall. And then she's like, yes, and then I can do some workshops. And then John was like, I'll come and film it. And I think I tagged you, Flea, going, Flea and I will be so excited to see you. Who knows? Maybe that's this year. Maybe Judy and John from Las Vegas are going to come and join us. Oh, multiple things.
Yep.
I know.
We love hosting events.
Yes.
And I felt like a lot of the events we've done have been like awards nights, and that goes really into what I was saying before around, you know, looking and feeling your best. Like I've spoken with a couple of other people and it's like, oh, could we do it online? And it's like, yeah, you could, but you lose the connection piece. You lose the networking. You lose, you know, that moment of glory of being celebrated. Like even if you don't win an award, when you're at an awards night, like just being glammed up and feeling your best, like men and women, it does something to you. And then being able to sit with a table of individuals that are successful in their businesses or potentially like starting out and needing help or whatever, like beautiful Nina, who's put some of her lovely artwork in the gallery, like being able to connect with these people. Like I know that I would not have met Nina if it wasn't for the other work that Marie does, and being able to, you know, just give a little bit of feedback and improve her speaking, and then like the feedback when it comes to art as well. And now she's got art displayed on the wall. It's like, yes, these moments of celebration and connection, I feel like that's it. And when we look at these events of coming together, like that's what we do the best. It's like, let's bring people together. Let's make it amazing. We kind of know everything that we want to be there. And that really does reflect on what a lot of other people want too. It's the genuine connection, the celebration of each other, not just ourselves, because really I get excited when somebody else wins. It's like, yes, the students finished, they graduated, and oh, wow, I'm pumped for that. And I just love it. And, you know, or, oh, yay, you know, the first runner-up got the award, and, you know, they were the underdog that didn't think that they would win. And like just feeling that and knowing that somebody else has achieved something that they didn't think was possible, it really does then just put me into my element, because I'm all about possibility. Impossible doesn't exist because possibility does, and therefore the whole entire word needs to be removed from our dictionary, because nothing is impossible. The minute you think of something, unicorns, dragons, whatever, it's there. Whether it's in a storybook, whether it's in a movie, whether it's a, you know, a makeup creation, costume creation, like that there is possibility. It's like, does it actually have to be a real living dragon standing right beside you? Well, perhaps it is in your dreams or in your visions, or, you know, when you travel to other realms. In this one, it gets to be whatever we want to use it to be. And that's the potential. And when I see Awæcnian Academy, I see this beautiful building that's, you know, maintains the bones of the original structure. It's a little bit like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory meets Alice in Wonderland, where every room is a potential for possibility, and you just get to explore in it. But in that exploring yourself, you then get to create, and that creation then gets to become a financial possibility or probability.
Yeah.
And how cool is that to know that, oh, but I went to Awæcnian Academy and I gave it a go and I absolutely smashed it, and now I've got a space to make it, and through this connection, we all get to win. We get to celebrate their success and celebrate ours by creating the things that are just so true. This is the school that I imagine. Kids being able to go, I'm going to pick 5 classes today, and Marie's doing dance, and I really want to be in there because on Marie's door she says we're learning about A, B, C, D, E, whatever, and I know that that's in my curriculum, and I just want to really experience that, because who knows? Like most of our celebrities and the people we worship were just average people that had a dream. Some of them were lucky enough to have family and a network of people to push and drive them forward, but most of the time it was just being recognized, being witnessed, being seen, like we are right now. We're putting it out there as raw and as natural as it comes. Like we can do anything, whatever it is you want to do, and I'm just leaving it up to possibility of, hey, you're going to call up if you want to work with us for whatever your endeavor, and we can do it.
Totally. Oh, I've got so many other ideas. I know we've got Inspire Awards coming up later this year supporting Beautiful Christine. I don't know, I'm going to put it out there. Beautiful Sarah Jane approached you as well from Beautiful Spiritual Events Directory. She does the Beautiful Oracle Queen as well, thinking of doing her own awards. Maybe there's going to be something too. So, that piece around celebration, creating spaces, elevating, anything, like I keep saying, everything we touch turns to gold. And it does. I mean, literally, you see these beautiful pieces just unfold in this really phenomenal way, where people are like, "Wow, you did that!" I'm like, "Yeah, we did." And this is the piece. So it's the invitation. If you are called to come and connect with us, then we get to enhance whatever it is you are wanting to create and co-create. Flea always talks about
Mhm.
expanding, give me an idea and then I expand it. And then and then when you start working with more and more like-minded people, things just start just evolving and thriving and flourishing. And this is the world that we want to create. More of that celebration, more thriving, more just really honoring each other's gifts, the multitude of gifts we have. What was
Yes.
that? What
I
was that
love that.
beautiful?
The material harvest card. So, when one prospers, we all prosper, especially when we're in connection with others, is the accelerated emotion. So, like, don't hesitate. Like, hesitating just means that you're delaying the possibility, the probability of that actually happening. So, when we just jump and we go, actually, no, it feels right and it's going to light my heart up. That's the new beginnings of the world. It's like, it may seem foolish to a lot of people, and it is the fool card. But when we act with the idea that everything is possible, it may not turn out exactly how you envision it, but it generally leads you back into something far greater. So, like we've said, like we dismantled everything. And
Oh,
through releasing all of those expectations, all of the monetary, all of the things that, oh, we have to have because society says we have to have it, we really found something far greater. And that was the connection to our heart and to other people and valuing
mm,
people over the financial gain and wealth. And the thing is, if Marie succeeds, I succeed. And that there is where we need to be, like as leaders, as business owners. If you don't
mm,
know the lowest level of your company, then you're always going to have a a deficit in your company. You're always going to have that loss seeping out, because if somebody doesn't feel connected, the energetics of your business is going to be the ripple effect of that. And that goes
yeah.
down to our cleaners, like the people that come after hours that, you know, keep the building looking fantastic and clean. Like, do you know their names? Do you
Mm,
know what's going on in their life and why they particularly chose that job? Like, I know, as someone, I started out in cleaning, and the attention to detail and the time management needed, the product knowledge, the chemical knowledge, being able to manage your finances, and the different venues that you have to go to, like that there is some skill. And yet, oh, they're
mm,
just a cleaner, they're just a janitor. Like, no, hang on a sec, you would not have this nice environment without them. And if you're not going
yeah.
to respect the lowest of lows in your company, and you don't even know who they are, then you're running at a deficit,
Yeah.
because it
There's
could
so
be
many
so much greater.
cleaners, totally. There's so many cleaners I know that actually have really flourishing businesses because of that care that you talk about. They're earning more than me right now. But that's, but it goes to show, like, when you put care into your business, into the foundations, and we're putting care into the foundations of Awæcnian and Creative Hearts Co. and the other things we get to do, whether it's Flea's artistry, whether it's me as a breathwork facilitator, us as speakers, these foundations right now matter. And we know that what we're creating is for legacy. This is for lifetimes to come.
Mm,
These are for our children, our grandchildren, and our grandchildren's children. And so
yep.
being honest, transparent, sharing where we're at now is part of the process of releasing, of expressing, of being in this moment, to allow the spaciousness to receive all those beautiful gifts. And we're receiving them in multitudes of forms, and money gets to be a byproduct. It just gets to come. So let's see by the end of the week how close we get, or if we're going to go over. Let's say go over. I'm going to say go over. Bring in the money. Because this is just how we're going to bring it into the moment. Make it fun. Make it fun.
I'm changing that because the inner child doesn't know about money. So I'm bringing the opportunity. The opportunity.
I love that. I
It's
love
so
that. And let's dance it out. Let's dance it out, Flea. Let's bring it in and dance it out. Bye, guys. We're going to see you tomorrow. 2 more days. If you want to connect with us, come to Awæcnian Academy. We'll see you soon. Bye.